Welcome everyone to the second DCL bilateral game between the VA Warriors and Khulle Sher. Khulle Sher, of course, took the first one, and today, once again, they won the toss, decided to bat first. Both their openers, Amandeep Singh and Simranjeet Singh, out in the middle. And Aryan opening the attack for the VA Warriors. This Aryan runs in now. Let's just play towards mid-wicket. Simranjeet wanting that single. Turned down though. And rightly so. Now in the first game, Khulle Sher batted first. Made a giant total and then did well defending that. That was a high-scoring game though. We'll see how this one turns out. And that's an excellent delivery, beating the outside edge as he looked to cut that. Just pulling his length back a bit is Aryan. In the power play here, the two fielders allowed outside the circle, which is a long on and a deep mid-wicket. And that's hit out towards that man at deep mid. But on the bounce, and the misfield means it's going to be the first boundary. Up there's the umpire's signal. The first boundary of the innings. Not the best of work out there in the deep. Swing and a miss. Looking to hit it down the ground.
You're not allowed to use gloves. No, just a catcher.
How heavy is the ball? Is it like a baseball or is it?
We have cricket balls that, well, I guess they're old field hockey balls, but it's like those old field hockey balls that we have. It's like a baseball. It's got threads on it, but they're like this small. So he gets to have a run up.
Put your hands.
Yeah, and you got to go with it.
This time going very short. And it's going to be the end of the over as well. 5-0 loss after one, or Khulle Sher.
So I guess you got to swing at everything. I don't know.
You would know more than I would.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mom's here.
He's got little leg guards on too.
Gautam Medikonda into the attack. To bowl the second over, and a good Yorker to start off. Just squeezed out towards short cover point as they'll come through for a single. And just cuts that away. Straight to point, and they'll come through for a single. That's good running. And getting Simranjeet back on strike. These two, they're rotating strike pretty well. And there's going to be the first wide of the innings. clear plan here from the VA Warriors to try and go wide of the stumps. Just around that good length area, more so that, and there's the edge. There's the first wicket. As Gautam strikes, and it's Simranjeet Singh who'll have to go back early. 8 for 1 now. Khulle Sher as he departs for 2. So 8 for 1, Khulle Sher. Midway through the second overs, Jagdeep walks out to bat. We're just talking about that line and length going just wide of the stumps on a good length, and that's exactly what Gautam's got the wicket from. This time though, much fuller towards square leg as they'll come through for a single. And this time goes short. Bit wide though. The second one of the over now. This time, once again, another wide, going much fuller this time though. So he's trying to vary his length, but not getting his line right is Gautam at the moment. So the third wide in the over, all of them just outside that wide line on the offside. Oh, and this time that's gone up in the air. There is a man there, long on. But it'll go past him. One bounce into the boundary for 4. So Amandeep picking up his second boundary of the game. Deciding to once again go aerial. Gautam under some pressure now with those wides, and now the boundary, though he has gotten the wicket in this over. Final ball coming up. And that's it down the ground. Oh, just put down. That was a low catch, an excellent effort. It is cold out there, so not the easiest to catch. But a 10-run over and a wicket coming from that one. And 15 for 1 at Khulle Sher after 2. Aryan continuing now, his first went for 5. As that one's hit towards covers. Good start to this over for him. This time a bit of an outside edge. And yet another dot. So some good bowling up front from Aryan. And I think with Khulle, Sher, in the last over they did lose that wicket, but they were continuing to look for runs. As was did with that boundary off the bat of Amandeep Singh, which is the mindset that they want to be in. As this one's just nudged into the leg side for the single. Once again, just looking to defend that one as well.
sometimes उसकी body लगती है, sometimes नहीं लगती.
Oh, and that's short, looking to pull it away. Doesn't get the connection he would have quite liked. Amandeep, Aryan there going for the bouncer. And quite successfully pulling it off. He's done well, Amandeep, though, to keep it down, that one. There is a man out there at deep mid-wicket. And this time a full toss. And just towards cow corner as they come through for a single. And with that, the end of the over, just 2 runs coming from that one. And after 3, Khulle Sher are 17 for 1.
कोई और होता था बेल लेता उसको. उसके पास 1-2 ओवरों में 1 बॉल उधर जाना चाहिए था, बाकी उसने अपनी फील्डिंग ही नहीं सेट की. उसके बॉल इधर आना चाहिए, इससे रीजन में क्या हो गया. बाउंड्री, वो फील्डर भी था तो बाउंड्री तो फिर भी हो ही गई. फायदा क्या हुआ, पहले बैट्समैन को बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं.
And that's gone up in the air. Oh, and put down. That one went straight up in the air. That one should have been taken. But Amandeep, he'll get a life. That one popped right out of his hand. It is a bit cold out there, so much harder to take those catches. And that one's cut. That one's played over covers, racing away to the boundary. And it'll get there in the end. So this time Jagdeep Singh picking up his first boundary of the game. A nicely played shot over that covers region. Gautam will see what he has now. Going a bit fuller, a bit more on the stumps and a bit straighter in that regard. And just the single taken. And that one, another wide by Gautam. I think that's his 4th one today. It's been a pretty good start to this over for Khulle Sher. 7 already off it, off the first 3 deliveries. And that's much better. Goes much straighter, that 4th, 5th stump line on a good length. And Amandeep just leaving that one alone.
उधर ही जाएगा सब.
He's left that one alone as well. So Amandeep now just playing a bit more conservatively.
इसको सिर्फ बैटिंग पे तवज्जो
Did get a life earlier in this over.
बच्चे क्या करते हैं सब कुछ करना चाहते हैं सब कुछ करना चाहते हैं सब कुछ में क्या ऑलराउंडर बनना है वो यहाँ पे क्रिकेट ही खराब क्यों हो रही है हर एक को हर चीज़ करनी है कि आप अपनी चीज़ में स्पेशलिस्ट कहाँ से बनाओ क्या आप राइट है अच्छा है फास्ट बॉलर है आपको आपने फास्ट बॉलिंग के ऊपर ही
That one very straight, just defended by Amandeep, and that'll be the end of the over. 7 coming from that one, and after 4, Khulle Sher going at a runner ball, 24 for 1.
का अपना रोल डिफाइन करते हैं ना इसी एज में इसका रोल डिफाइन होता है वरना ये लगा रहेगा बैटिंग में ना बॉलिंग में ना उधर का रहेगा ना उधर का रहेगा फिर तो मुझे भी करता हूँ मैं भी कर सकता हूँ बैटिंग मैं भी चला जाऊँ इससे बेहतर नहीं खाता मैं तो मुझे क्या मेरा एक अपना रोल है 1-2 ओवर करने हैं जब फंसे होंगे वरना मैंने सीट पे खड़े हो गया आ जाना बाकी इनका ही रोल आप कुछ भी करें यहाँ हमारे चीज़ भी करते हैं
The first bowling change as Murtaza comes into the attack and inside edge to start off. And the first time we'll see some spin as well today. We've got a wide slip in place. That one's just defended, pulling his length back just a bit. Murtaza. And that's much straighter, just hit down the ground. And they want the second. Chance, and that's well run. That is very well run by these two, converting that single into the second. And this time just gets a bit of bat on it, hitting it towards a vacant fine leg region as the slip himself chasing after that. This slip fielder, I'll come back to that in just a bit, as that one's tossed up, a full toss, but not able to make the most of that. Is the batsman. Now the slip fielder, not really a conventional first slip, more so for a second, almost third slip there, so he's kept him quite wide. As that one's hit down the ground towards mid-off, they'll come through for a single. And with that, the end of 5 overs, 30 for 1 are Khulle Sher. So 5 overs, 30 for 1 Khulle Sher are. A fourth of the way into their innings. And if we have a look, VA Warriors, they've been excellent, keeping them down to run a ball. They've picked up a wicket as well. On the first 4 overs of pace, we saw that plan to go a bit wide, that fifth stump or so line, going on a good length. Sometimes we saw that variation in length. And when they went fuller on the pads, Khulle Sher tried to make use of those opportunities, picked up a couple of boundaries off them as well. And here we can see Gautam continuing his third over. And that's cut away towards covers. So VA Warriors, they've contained Khulle Sher really well here, especially having a look at the last game. That was a very high scoring game. And Khulle Sher, they were able to make 190. Oh, that's a swing and a miss. I think that's something which we'll see quite a bit of, and not just this game, but this season as well. In this entire bilateral series, those swings and misses outside off, because this is a variable pitch as far as the bounce is concerned. I'll come back to that after this ball as Gautam runs in. And that's it. Oh, that's hit the batsman at the non-striker's end. And they'll get a single for that. That was a powerful shot down the ground by Amandeep. And as far as that variable bounce is concerned, as I was talking about, last year we saw quite a bit of it because this is a new pitch. And I was talking to Faisal about that a couple of months back in the last season, towards the end of the last season, and he was saying that when you've got this new pitch, coming back to that after this ball, as this is it down the ground for just that single, but when you've got this newer type pitch as has been installed at this field, then what you've got is the pitch is not going to be as settled. And so you're going to have a bit of that variable bounce. Some deliveries are going to stay low, some are going to bounce a bit too much. So when batsmen really look to cut those deliveries square of the wicket on the offside, then that could very much cause some troubles for them, especially when the bowlers are varying their lengths. And just deciding to leave this one alone, a wide immediately signalled by the umpire. That variable bounce, we're seeing some of it on offer today. Not as much as some of the previous games at this ground, as this pitch is starting to settle more. And just as I say that, another excellent delivery, beating the batsman on bounce once again is Gautam. A really good over this is turning out to be. Just the 3 from it till now with 1 delivery remaining. That struck down the ground, just picking up another single for that. So just 4 runs coming from that 6th over, and the end of the power play. Khulle Sher make 34 for 1. Now the end of the power play, and we can see the field has immediately spread out much more. Murtaza, the spinner, continuing his first one for 6. Having a look at the field, you've got a man at deep covers. Long off as well, the 2 on the offside. This one beating the batsman on pace. Played that a bit too early. So deep covers, long off. Long on, deep mid wicket. Oh, and this one very full. Beating the batsman, the keeper as well. And the bye is signalled. As that deflected off the keeper's pads. Oh, and that's flighted up. Out towards deep mid wicket. Now it's interesting that post this power play, VA Warriors have spread their field out so much. As that one's pulled away. To the man in the deep. But it is interesting that they've spread their field out so much, because VA Warriors, they've been doing really well in the power play. They've picked up a wicket, keeping them to less than a run and over, or a run a ball as well. As that's it down the ground. The bowler though, and he'll take the catch. So the second wicket now falling, looking to go downtown, Amandeep Singh, but he'll have to go back. And a good catch taken, well judged by Murtaza. Not the easiest out there in the cold to take those catches. But the second wicket now falling, as Amandeep Singh will have to go. The other opener, and some pressure now building on Khulle Sher. Now it's interesting that VA Warriors are keeping their field the way it is, because if you've gotten the wickets in the power play, if you've really restricted them, the batsmen, as VA Warriors have, you may want to look to be a bit more aggressive in the middle overs as well. Try and continue that momentum, make the batsmen hit over and not just play safer shots along the ground. So keeping your field a bit more attacking, maybe putting a slip in place as well. VA Warriors, they've decided against that, and they've gotten a wicket. But we'll see how this strategy plays out for them. As Prabnoor walks out to bat, joining Jagdeep out in the middle. And deep cover is now being brought in inside the ring, and we can see that the square leg has been pushed back. So the only man inside the ring on the leg side is a short mid wicket. This one though played towards that covers region. Another bowling change as Gautam is taken out of the attack. Ashish brought in to bowl the 8th over here. So spin from both ends as that one's it down the ground. Not nearly the distance though to go over, and will just be that single. So I think VA Warriors having a more attacking field could really restrict some of the runs like that, where it's a low risk shot for the batsman, just hitting it down the ground, taking the single. That one's hit right back to the bowler. Oh, and he's got him. There's the wicket. Angling into him. And Prabnoor will have to go for a duck. Ashish strikes off just his fourth delivery. And an excellent delivery that. Angling in. Going very full there on that occasion, Ashish. And picking up Prabnoor. So the third wicket down now for Khulle Sher. 38 for 3 they are. Midway through the 8th. As Jay walks out to bat. The Warriors very much dominating this game till now. Jay joining Amandeep out in the middle. And Khulle Sher in need of a partnership. Ashish now. That one's gone a bit too much down the leg side with the angle. This one in the air for a while. A bit of an inside edge. As we heard two noises there. Must have been bat pad. And it appears that a no ball has been called. And that decision has now been cancelled by the umpire, it appears. So that one's played towards third man. And they just pick up the single. So 3 runs and the wicket coming from that over. And after 8, Khulle Sher are 40 for 3. Now another bowling change. The 5th bowler brought in as Dev comes into the attack to bowl the 9th. Running in. And that's just going to be defended. A good delivery to start off. Going a bit fuller, good length. Keeping it on that 4th stump. Long off, long on, cow corner. Deep square leg, the 4-man outside the ring. And that's it down the ground. Goes aerial. And he'll come back for a couple of runs. Will the two batsmen? This one a wide down the leg side. The extras have been coming from the Virginia Warriors. We saw quite a few of them in the power play, continuing after that as well now. They'd want to really look to restrict those, because it's dot balls which can really build pressure, and the wides kind of let go of that pressure as that one's hit over mid-wicket towards square leg, deep square leg, out there at the boundary. And they'll come through for the single. So Khulle Sher from here, 44 for 3 in 8.5. They really need a partnership. Oh, is that one just past the edge? But Khulle Sher, they're in real need of a partnership here. Something to take them through to the 14th, 15th over, after which they can really start looking for their shots with 7 wickets in hand, with the batting that they have to come. So this partnership very much key for this Khulle Sher team. And just leaving that one alone. The batsman wants a wide, won't get it. And that was played right back to him. And the end of the over with that. So just 4 runs coming from the 9th, and after those 9, Khulle Sher are 44 for 3. Siva into the attack now. The captain bringing himself on. And he sent a man back to deep covers. Making the 5 outs. Now deep covers has been brought in. He's been brought in pretty short. So now I've got a short extra cover. But the men outside, long off, long on, cow corner, deep square leg. As the spin of Siva is in the attack. Oh, and looking to cut that away. Not able to get bat on it. Once again, we talk about that point of variable bounce once again. And we can see it on offer here, especially with the spinners bowling. Just looks to defend this one. does Jay. So clearly some pressure on Khulle Sher. As Jay now on 4 off 7. Amandeep at the other end, 19 off 32. Not really able to open their arms in this situation and hit the shots they would have liked. As this one's very wide of the crease. As signalled. On short, pulled away. There is a man out there though. And just restricts it to the single. And that's cut away. Looking for the single, the two batsmen decide against it, rightly so. On goes the aerial this time, a couple of bounces out towards deep mid wicket. Long on is really quite wide, almost towards a cow corner type position. On goes short once again, way too early there, the batsman on that. And with that, it'll be the end of Sewa's over, just 3 coming from it. Then halfway through the innings, after 10 overs, Khulle Sher 47 for 3. Apologies for the delay. There's some technical difficulties here with the lighting. But we're ready to continue now. As Dave continues, his first one went for 4. On edged and gone. There's the wicket, a short break, and right after that, the wicket has fell. And it's Amandeep Singh who'll have to go. 4th one now down for Khulle Sher, and they are in big trouble here. "47 for 4 on the first delivery of the 11th over. And Khulle Sher, if they want to get a competitive score here, they're gonna have to look to make something, at least try and get to that 120, 130 mark somehow. Because we've seen 2 games here till now. This season, both have been high scoring. Gurdeep, the new batsman, out in the middle. And a short ball there from Dev to start off. Just angling in just a bit to Gurdeep, who just defends it. Oh, and a swing and a miss this time. Going right under the bat. That delivery from Dev. Now, being very cold out there, it's already really hard to field and catch especially. And I think as it gets colder going into the evening even more so, it will really be tough for these Khulle Sher fielders. As that one is just guided away towards third man. And the batsman come through for a single with that Gurdeep off the mark. And this one's just nudged away into the leg side towards fine leg. Weak fine leg region. The keeper himself chasing after that. And the batsman coming back for a couple of runs. That's really well run. And with that, the 50 as well coming up for Khulle Sher in the 11th over. Or is that just a single? Yep, they've taken just a single. That's really well done then by the keeper getting that quickly. So 49 then Khulle Sher are on. That's just left alone. Rightly so, with that being a wide. And with that, the 50 up for Khulle Sher. 50 for 4 in the 11th. One delivery remaining in the over. Oh, and that's it down the ground. There is a man out there, but it'll beat him. One bounce into the boundary for 4. And a really good way to end that over off by Jay. And with that, after 11, Khulle Sher 54 for 4. Siva continuing that one a bit short, pulled away and races away to the boundary for 4. So back-to-back boundaries now for Khulle Sher. First off the batter Jay, now Gurdeep. And Khulle Sher starting their counter-attack. And there Siva just going a tad bit short. Went outside off and played that across the line, did Gurdeep. Just left alone. Signaled a wide by the umpire. The VA Warriors side, they don't like that. Oh, and this time, once again, going aerial. There is a man out there, though, on the bounce to him. As Khulle pick up a single off of that. So 10 runs have come in the last 3 balls. And this one pulled away as well. They were looking for the second. Was Gurdeep turned back though by Jay. A run out would absolutely be the last thing that Khulle want at this stage, as they're looking to rebuild, counter attack as well. And that one's just played towards a wide square leg. There is that man out in the deep, keeping it to a couple of runs. Oh, and this one's pulled away once again, aerial. And a couple of fielders out there converge. And that's really well run once again, coming back for another couple of runs. Some aggressive running we've seen, some aerial shots. And the counter attack very much on from Khulle Sher. This time swept away out towards deep mid wicket. A single to finish off, and with that 12 coming from that over, a bit expensive, and after 12 Khulle are 66 for 4. Into the attack. And we can see Khulle continuing that charge. This time they've picked up 5 off this over till now, so it's been pretty good for the VA Warriors. But Khulle they have looked to play their shots. Two deliveries remain in this over, but the bowler just not getting his run up quite right. Oh, and a swing and a miss there, signalled a wide by the umpire. The bowler doesn't like that. We've seen quite the extras from the VA Warriors today. The Sharath runs in and goes very full. That one on the stumps was defended by Jay. Now here Khulle they'll want to be really careful not to lose any wickets right now, because this partnership is just starting to build. These two looking pretty good out in the middle. And there another wide. You'll have to re-bowl that. Will Sharath. Khulle they won't mind it. Oh, a bit of an inside edge, I think that is. No, given! Given! And the batsman is distraught. Oh, he's given him. And he's distraught there as he has to walk back. The 5th wicket now down as Jay has to go. And that is a big wicket. Sharath striking. That extra delivery he had to bowl in the over because of the wide. And he picks up a wicket off of it. As he walks back, VA Warriors celebrate. Khulle 73 for 5 at the end of 13. Joni Gotra now coming out to the middle. He'll be at the non-striker's end though, as Ashish continues 1 for 3 in his first over. And this one just towards backward point. Some good work there as they'll come through for the single though, the two batsmen. And that gets Joni Gotra on strike for his first delivery of the game. That one's just going to be defended by Joni. Beats the batsman there, just past the outside edge. Ashishi's got that one to angle in, just spinning away. As this one's very full play towards a vacant fine leg region. Keeper himself once again chasing after that. And picks up a single overthrows now. And this one's hit towards a short mid-wicket. Just a single from it. And this one, another really good delivery. It's time to finish the over off. Just 3 coming from it. Another good over from Ashish. And after 14, Khulle Sher 76 for 5. Sharat now continuing his first over, 1 for 7. And that's it down the ground. And it'll go over the boundary on the bounce. So 4 to start the over off, brings the score up to 80 for Khulle Sher. And Gurdeep enters into the 20s, 21 off 14. And Sharat now under some pressure from the beginning of the over with that boundary. This is it. Down the ground. Long on comes around though. Keeping it just to that single. Getting Johnny Gotra back on strike. And that one's just hit down the ground. Will just be that dot ball. He's come back with a couple of good deliveries, has Sharath, after that boundary. This one's hit towards long on once again, another single. And this time over the covers region. That's a good stop there. We can still come back for a couple of runs. Run out now. Eight runs this over has gone for with one ball still remaining. This time going full there, Ashish. And that's hit down the ground towards long on. And they'll just stick to the single. Oh, and this time looking to just swing it down the ground. And I think the keeper signaling that ball hit the stumps. It was definitely a bit of a sound. The bail's not falling off though, so lucky there he'd consider himself. Would Gurdeep? Ashish on the other hand, you cannot get much closer than that. And that's it, right back over the non-striker's head. But not the timing he would have liked. Oh, and this time he swept that away. There is a man out in the deep. One bounce into the boundary though as it beats him. And so Gurdeep now picking up a boundary. 31 off 20 moves on to. And this was turning out to be a really good over. Just the 4 runs had come from it. But a boundary off the last ball to spoil it. 8 off it. And after 16 now, Khulle Sher are 93 for 5. 4 overs remain. How many more can this side get? Aryan now coming back into the attack. His first 2 went for just 7. And that one, it's been called a wide by the umpire. Looking to keep it at just that good length, but a bit too wide. Going underneath the batsman's bat. And that's short. Cut away, over point. And runs away to the boundary for 4. So not the best of starts to this over for the VA Warriors. And this time it's Joni Gotra who's hit that boundary. I've seen the shots from Gurdeep. And now Gotra joining that party. And just not getting his run up right there, Aryan. Oh, and a swing and a miss. Just looking to hit it down the ground. They're going after everything as they should at this stage. So they're 5 down. Just less than 4 overs left now. But not getting the connection on that, Gotra. On inside edge. Almost. He advanced a couple of steps down to Joni as the keeper took a shot at the stumps. Oh, and a swing and a miss once again. He's disappointed. There's Joni. And that variable bounce once again we talk about. And that's in play here. And once again going under the bat, that one. So may not have started this over off well, Aryan, but he's come back with 4 dots in the 17th over of a game. Oh, and this time stepping across. I think he might have wanted to try and scoop that over fine leg. Aryan adjusting really well though. And with that, 5 dots to finish that over off. Just 5 coming from it, and after 17, Khulle Sher are 98 for 5. Ashish now in for his final over. Goes aerial. There is a man out in the deep. Oh, isn't able to get there. And a couple of runs. That's going to bring up the 100 for Khulle Sher. 100 for 5 in the 18th over. A bit late, you'd think, but Khulle Sher, they take it with what stage they were in midway through the game. A bit of an inside edge, not really getting that off the middle. Oh, and he goes downtown. There is a man out there, but it's going to sail over his head. The first maximum of the innings, and it comes off the bat of Joni Gotra. So now, looking to up the charge. Quite the maximum that. And Ashish under some pressure. This time cut away, over point. There is a man out there in the deep though. So just restricting it to a couple of runs. No, the overthrow. And a bit of a missed field there, backing up as well. Steps down the track, not really getting too much on that. Oh, and an overthrow now as the keeper to go shy at the stumps. And they'll come through for another single. So 12 already coming off this over. With one delivery still remaining here in the 18th. One goes very wide of the crease as signalled by the umpire. He'll have to re-bowl that one. Just got one more delivery left in this over. 13 off it till now. Oh, and he goes big once again. Hasn't gotten the distance. And so it's just going to be that single. So 14 coming from that over. A really good one for Khulle Sher. Or 112 for 5 heading into the final 2 overs. And now Aryan comes back in. Continuing rather his first 3, just went for the 12. So he's bowled exceptionally well today. Wicketless though. Starts this one off with a wide, which I think VA Warriors have conceded a few more extras than they would have liked. Not really timing that too well, just towards extra covers. The penultimate over now. There's 11 deliveries remain. Khulle Sher 114 for 5. They'd like to at least try and get to that 130 mark, if not more than that. On a swing and a miss this time from Joni Gotra, who's played a couple of good shots today. Aryan now coming in, and that's just going to be right back to him. So continues that good bowling. We can see that around him the other bowlers, they have gone, or they are going now for quite a few runs as Khulle Sher looked up the charge. But Aryan's really one who's continuously bowling well here. 3 more deliveries he's got. He's bowled well in the power play, well in the death now, and he finished it out well. Oh, and a swing and a miss, a slower ball there. That's excellent variation from Aryan. Two more deliveries remain in the penultimate. Oh, and he goes downtown this time. There is a man out there, but it'll sail well over him. So Joni Gotra finally connecting on one in this over, and he'll pick up a maximum off that. 8 coming off this over with 1 delivery remaining. Final ball of Aryan's. And a swing and a miss. Oh, has he got him? Has he got him? The umpire, he has. Yes, Joni Gotra's walking off. He was requesting the wide from the umpire. And that's really good match awareness from the keeper. Hitting the stumps in the meantime. And Khulle Sher, they don't get the wide. Joni Gotra's gone, so a new batsman now coming in for the final over. And after 19, Khulle Sher are 120 for 6. 1 over remains. Aryan really well bowled for him though. Just conceding the 20 runs in his 4 overs. Picking up a wicket there as well. And that's gone up in the air, over covers. As deep point races after that. And Gary, the new batsman who comes out to face these final few deliveries, along with Gurdeep. And Gurdeep, the man on strike right now though, has picked up a couple of runs. He's going to want to maintain most of the strike, 38 off 25. He's been the pick of the batsman till now. And this time, once again, going aerial. And a couple of bounces out towards long on, who comes around. On overthrows, are they going to go for? Yes. Another appeal for a run out, but not to be. So once again, some really good running we've seen towards the back end of this innings from Khulle Sher. Picking up 3 for that. So 125 for 6. A bit under par. But with the bowling attack Khulle Sher have, could very much be defendable. And see how many more they can get. These last 4 deliveries now. As Gautam comes in. And that's just towards short mid-wicket. Chance. Has he got him? No. Or has he? Yes. A bit of a late signal by the umpire. But in the end, the batsman, he'll have to go. So that's Gary who walks off for a duck. But the important thing for Khulle Sher is that it's Gurdeep who will be on strike. An excellent run out that. So a ball went straight to short mid-wicket. And some agility shown by that fielder, who's now pushed back to the edge of the circle. One comes down the track. He's hit that over towards mid-wicket, a missed field. And that's gonna be a boundary. And it appears that the two batsmen, Gurdeep actually, he'll still have to, or Gurdeep it is actually with that shot. So a boundary now for him, moves him on to 45. 2 balls and he's 5 away from his own half century. It's been quite the innings from him, 45 off 27. Playing it at a time when batsmen are falling all around him. He's been holding one end up, making sure Khulle Sher can get to a defendable total as Gotham runs in. And once again hit down the ground. As mid-wicket will chase that one down, and they come back for another couple of runs. Final ball of the innings coming up now. And tries to hit it down the ground. Doesn't get the timing on it. And they want the second. Manga was racing back there. He always wanted to. And Gurdeep comes along. So Khulle Sher in the end. And on 133 for 7 in their 20 overs. Gurdeep Singh there top scoring 49 from just 29 deliveries. One short of what would have been a really well-deserved 50. And do join us for the second innings, which should be quite entertaining here.